Coming to you live from BJ in the Morning Stadium, we're going to dive deep into the weirdest sports ever. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
Do you need to blow your nose?
Welcome to WWK.BJ in the Morning.
You're doing like 6 accents at one time right now. But yeah,
www.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
I'm Juan.
And today, we are going to be talking about how to make sports better.
Better.
Or at least more enjoyable for people who don't typically watch sports.
Yeah. So
Because
not necessarily better, but
better for those who don't typically watch sports.
more entertaining.
More entertaining.
Yeah.
Because we did something pretty exciting over the weekend. And if you're following us on any of our socials, like Instagram or TikTok, you could have probably seen things from the weekend.
And that's at BJ in the Morning _
Yeah, that's where we were getting at. That's where we're getting at. Because we posted a couple pictures, and probably by the time this episode comes out, there might be like 1 or 2 more pictures on there because we're not posting them all at the same time.
Yeah, right.
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 Right. Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
So if you haven't tuned in to our Instagram, TikTok at BJ in the Morning _
Like, subscribe, follow.
You would not know
Would not know, yeah.
that we went to see the Savannah Bananas.
The Savannah Bananas.
And they're touring.
They're touring.
Which I didn't know.
It was the last weekend of their tour, right?
Yeah.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
Or at least the last one in Arizona.
Last one in Arizona.
But yeah, so yeah, they're touring the country playing not baseball, but baseball.
It's called
Banana Ball.
Banana Ball.
Which was specifically designed for this type of baseball game.
Yeah.
Which you had the rules. Do you remember the rules?
One of the rules was
No, we need all of the rules.
Oh,
Juan. Not one, but all of them.
Well, I wasn't prepared for this, but I can.
I
look
thought
them
you
up.
had that pulled up.
No, I had the
history of.
Okay,
you got that part.
Got that part.
Good job. Proud of you.
Okay.
Banana Ball.
Why don't you tell the fans about the game while I look for it?
Sweet. So I barely paid attention to the game. No, I'm just kidding. There was a lot going on all the time. There was always people dancing. There was not only the players, but the crowd was singing and dancing and playing along. And it was 2 hours of nonstop fun, exciting, like choreographed dances and special rules, and things had to happen if other things happened. $17 for one beer.
Awesome. I love that.
But we had an entire big group of people go. And it was pretty fun to be a part of and to see for the first time.
Yeah.
But you have the rules pulled up now.
Yep.
Do you want to go over the rules?
Sure.
Okay.
So rule number 1 of Banana Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't understand the rules of baseball, we don't really have time to get into that.
There's so many rules. The sport's been around for hundreds of years. Get with it.
Okay, get with it.
Get with it.
Are you American?
Are you American? I think we have like one UK listener.
Sorry, that's messed up. Sorry. I apologize.
It's America's pastime.
All right.
Apple pie.
Okay, rule number
Baseball.
1. You win the inning, you get a point.
Right. So it's not based on runs. It's based on
the amount of runs scored in the inning.
Yeah. So that's how you get your points to win or lose the game.
So if you get five runs,
doesn't matter. That's 1 point if you win.
And I get 6 runs.
Yeah, you get 1 point for the game.
For the
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Right. All right. Rule number 2. There's a 2-hour time limit.
Yeah, so the game can't be longer than 2 hours.
Yeah.
At all. And I don't even think the game we saw was over 2 hours.
I'm not sure.
I think they ended 15 minutes.
It lasted a while, but they did like a show beforehand, like stuff like that. Introduction.
Not only just that, there was a huge party before and after. Like, it felt like tailgating.
Yeah.
there was tons of stuff going on. There was the big choreographed dances at the beginning. There was crowd participation at the beginning. Each team was announced with like a special thing like that they did, dance choreographed type of deal. There was things going on every couple innings with crowd participation, bringing people on the field to play silly games, things like that. It honestly felt like if you got some of the guys from like Whose Line Is It Anyway, and then maybe like some improv, like professional improvers together, and threw them on baseball teams and said, "Have at it,
have fun."
And it was fun.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
2 hour time limit.
Rule number 3.
Rule number 3.
No stepping out. If the hitter steps out of the box, it's a strike.
Yeah. So they couldn't step out of the batter's box.
Meaning they couldn't call for time. Which kind of cool, I guess.
With a 2 hour limit, you don't want to do anything.
You don't want to take any time. Rule number 4, no bunting.
Because bunting sucks.
And it says here, bunting sucks. If a hitter bunts, they are ejected from the game.
I want to see someone ejected from this type of game because I just am picturing like a slingshot chair.
Or the hook.
Yeah. It would be pretty fun.
All right, rule number 5. Batters can steal first base.
Fun.
So, if the pitcher throws a wild pitch, then they can run
right.
for.
And I don't think we saw this happen.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Rule number 6: no walks allowed. So, if a pitcher throws ball 4, it becomes a sprint. The hitter will take off running while every defensive player on the field must touch the ball before it becomes live. The hitter can advance to as many bases as they want. The ball does not have to touch the catcher or the pitcher. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So basically,
we saw it happen a couple times.
Yeah. So they can run. They can score a home run if they're slow.
Yeah, or if they miss it or drop the ball.
Yeah.
You know.
So they have to throw the ball to
all the outfielders, all the infielders.
Yeah. That's six people.
Yeah. And it was really cool.
7 people.
It was really cool to see it happen because everyone starts running towards the middle. And it just reminded me of like some Sandlot stuff. Like it was like a forced pickle, you know, where everyone's just kind of tossing the ball over each other. And like, I don't know, it was really fun to see it happen live.
Yeah. Rule number 7, no mound visits allowed. Let's keep the game moving. Makes sense? 2 hour time limit? 2 hour time limit. Yeah. Rule number 8, if a fan catches a foul ball,
it's an out.
It's an out.
It was really fun, those moments as well. It was really entertaining to watch, like, you see the foul going over into the stadium or into the
stands.
The stands, that's what I meant to say. And everyone is like on the edge of their seat, like, catch it, and like screaming. And you just watch people fumble to grab the ball. And it's like, hey, guys, bring it in real fast. If you just let one person go for it, there would have been more outs.
Yeah.
But everyone going like
mine.
I think there was only one out that way throughout the game because everyone kept dropping it.
Yeah. All right. This one we didn't get to see. All right. Rule number 9, showdown tiebreaker. So let's see. It's pretty long, so I'm going to try to shorten it down. If the game is tied at the 2 hour time limit, there will be a showdown tiebreaker. So round 1 of the showdown is pitcher, catcher, and 1 fielder versus 1 hitter.
Okay. That would have been fun.
If that doesn't work, round 2, pitcher and catcher versus 1 hitter. Round 3, pitcher and catcher and 1 outfielder versus 1 hitter with the bases loaded.
Okay.
In this final showdown, every run counts as a point. If no team has won after 3 showdowns, they will continue with the bases loaded until one fielder. Oh, with the bases loaded and one fielder until the team has won.
Oh.
If at any point a home run is hit over the outfield wall, it's a walk-off to win the game.
Nice.
Sweet. That's cool.
How many more rules you got?
2 more.
2 more.
The banana ball challenge rule.
And I think we saw the fan challenge in this game that we saw.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 3 categories of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Fair or foul ball calls, force or tag play calls, catch plays in the outfield or infield, and then the fan challenge rule. In addition to each team's challenge, the fans will have one opportunity to challenge a ruling during the game. Sweet.
So we saw the challenge happen because it was super close to them getting on base, and they threw to first base. The guy was sprinting, and I swear they both they caught the ball at the same time his foot hit the base. It was split second. They were playing it over and over on the replay, but someone in the behind home plate in the stands hit one of those confetti cannons.
Yeah.
And called for a fan challenge because everyone was kind of confused on the outage of the. It ended the inning. Is mainly the reason that people were freaking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw that happen, which was pretty fun.
And then the last rule is the golden batter rule. So if you're the best hitter on your team, they can choose you to be the golden batter, and it's a one time in a game a team may send any hitter in the lineup to bat in any spot.
Yeah.
You
put your star players in there whenever you want. One time. So Savannah Bananas and Banana Ball is a newer concept. Basically, you have the history ready to go for us.
I do. I also found that there's history on their website. So it's pretty interesting on how they
came to be.
How they describe themselves.
Okay. Well, how do they describe themselves?
So Banana Ball has become the fastest and most entertaining game in sports. With its fast-paced rules and emphasis on continuous play, Banana Ball strips away the often criticized lulls and lengthy pauses of typical traditional baseball, delivering high-octane and entertainment-packed game that keeps both players and fans on their toes. Banana Ball has 11 unique rules. The most notorious rule is that if a fan catches a foul, it counts as an out. So it's just the history of Banana Ball. Okay, the description of it. But I have the history of
tell me
the Savannah Bananas.
Tell me and the listeners of our podcast a little bit about.
So the Savannah Bananas are an exhibition brainstorming baseball team based in Savannah, Georgia.
That much we knew.
Yep.
That much we gathered.
Yep. The team was founded in 2016 and has played at Grayson Stadium since its inaugural season.
Oh, you good? You okay? You okay over there?
I choked on my spit. Until 2022, the Bananas competed as a collegiate summer baseball team. So they were a legitimate baseball team.
Yeah.
In a baseball league.
Collegiate. College.
However, after the growth of their alternate Banana Ball format, the team transitioned entirely to exhibition games against their partner touring teams, the Party Animals. Oh, there's more. There's Firefighters and the other challenger professional teams. So professional teams can challenge them.
That would be so fun to see. I feel like that would really get people going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna sell out tickets for years if professional teams challenge.
Right. I didn't know they had the firefighters.
The firefighters.
So similar to the decades-long format basketball team, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Which is an easy connection to make, right?
Yeah.
Make things more interesting and more involving the fans, more entertaining overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a brief description of the Savannah Bananas. But that kind of brings me into what I also had pulled up.
You have more?
I have more, which is the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, when I saw the Savannah Bananas for the first time, like on
social
media, my first connection was
Harlem Globetrotters.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yep. I think most of us, yeah.
I've been a huge fan of the Harlem Globetrotters since we were kids.
I think that was just one of those things we were always really excited about
Yeah.
as kids and never really understood what it was.
Yeah.
So,
Did you know I saw the Harlem Globetrotters play when I was a kid?
did you know that no is the answer to that question?
So when I was a kid, the Harlem Globetrotters were doing a tour, and they came to Nogales, Arizona, and they played the Nogales High School basketball team.
That's crazy.
As an exhibition / like charity event. And I don't know how we got tickets. I know my dad took me. And my grandparents live in Nogales.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was really young, but I don't know if like my grandparents got the tickets or if my dad was like, hey, let's go to this and bought the tickets. I don't know.
Yeah.
No clue.
I don't think it's relevant to the story.
It's not.
You got tickets. You were a child. You were a little baby man.
I went.
You went.
I got a free T-shirt.
Free T-shirt.
I got the T-shirt signed by every Globetrotter.
Sheesh.
At the time.
Wild.
And I remember one of them being really short, and they would like lift him up to dunk.
Yeah,
it was like really funny.
Yeah.
And then there was another player. His name was Hot Sauce. And I remember him signing my shirt and like talking to me. I don't remember what he was talking to me about, but I do remember that he had the stinkiest breath I've ever smelled in my entire life.
Yeah. Still to this day.
His breath was like literal hot sauce.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that where you got the name Hot Sauce?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said to me. I was
because you were just like,
please sign the back of my shirt.
I'm gonna run away after this because I definitely need other things to be doing. I have other things.
So, can you tell me when the Harlem Globetrotters was founded?
1984.
Close.
You're like 2001.
Very close. 1926.
You had that planned, huh? 1926.
98 years ago.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So,
because it seems like such a 80s invention.
So in 1926 to 1927, they were originally the Chicago Globetrotters, then transitioned from 1928 to 29 to the New York Harlem Globetrotters, and in 1929 to present, still to this day, it's just Harlem Globetrotters.
1928?
1929.
29.
To present.
Harlem Globetrotters. Were they always doing this like entertainment type of business? Like that's something we need to know.
So, the Harlem Globetrotters are an American exhibition basketball team. They combine athleticism. So you think you guys are athletes now? Anyways.
I don't know. Athlete had 3 syllables.
So they combine athleticism, theater, entertainment, and comedy in their style of play.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, they have played more than 26,000 exhibition games
26,000?
in 124 countries and territories.
Yeah, they're going nuts. They are literally trotting the globe. Sorry, that was the dumbest joke I probably got in me tonight. It's also like almost 11 o'clock at night. So
I honestly wasn't listening to what you just said.
fucking nice. I love that. Juan over here making me feel like garbage for my terrible joke. I said,
sorry.
Hold on. I said, wow, they're really trotting the globe.
That was funny.
It was okay.
That was funny.
But I was also thinking like the globe is the basketball.
I had to mention that I wasn't listening because you made a joke and I just literally said nothing.
You weren't listening.
Didn't even laugh.
You weren't listening.
But like that would have been weird, like to the listeners.
To the listeners.
Yeah.
Not to the viewers though, because they can see you just
looking at my phone, just
fucking
scrolling. Well,
Twitter.
I'm trying to answer your question on whether or not
they've been fun,
exciting
time.
since 1926.
Yeah.
So
actually, 1931.
So let me read this real quick because this is the beginning.
Okay. Are you gonna read aloud?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's a listening show.
Oh,
yeah.
Let me read it real fast. All right. To answer your question.
Silence for 15 minutes.
All right. The history.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Globetrotters originated in 1926 on the south side of Chicago, where all the original players were raised.
Mm-hmm.
They began as the Savoy Big Five, one of the premier attraction of the Savoy Ballroom.
Mm-hmm. I know these things. Yes.
Should I open a new tab?
No,
and see
don't.
what
No,
the
you don't
Savoy
need.
Ballroom
You don't need.
is?
You don't need to do that. Someone out there, let us know in the comments down below what that is.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
That's it.
No.
Okay.
They were a basketball team of African American players that played exhibitions before dances due to declining dance attendance.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the ballroom was not doing very well.
So they were like, let's add some ball to this ballroom.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Let's play some ball in this ballroom.
Okay.
In 1928, several players left the team in a dispute. That autumn, those players formed a team called the Globetrotters
Mm-hmm.
and toured southern Illinois that spring. I'm going to assume
They were doing some crazy stuff.
they were doing crazy
time.
stuff to entertain people and,
Yeah.
you know.
Crazy slam dunks, probably lifting the short dude up and blowing gross smelling breath in people's faces since 1926.
Hey, I'm hot sauce.
Just the green vapors come out that spell hot sauce. You know the one I'm talking about. So yeah, it's safe to assume that the Globetrotters were doing these flips and stuff.
And the ball spinning.
The ball spinning and the slam dunks and the throwing people over their shoulders and the ginseng and the honey. So they were doing that since the start of their careers.
Yeah.
They're all the original players still, by the way, guys, from 1926 to now. They're all the originals.
They're all over 100 years old.
But anyways, we're making the connection from the Savannah Bananas to the Harlem Globetrotters because the Harlem Globetrotters technically did it first with
They started
basketball.
it all.
Yeah, with basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Which
also transitioned. Like they're still playing games and still touring. And
yeah, but they're making it a more approachable thing for people who might not fully understand or enjoy watching sports.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what the Savannah Bananas are doing. With Banana Ball.
From that, they've also created a new basketball game where they use trampolines. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
And they're using the trampolines to dunk, and instead of bouncing the ball, they're just bouncing themselves.
Yeah.
And they're bringing balls to the ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
They're balling in the ballroom.
So that brought us to thinking, what other sports would make an interesting exhibition team?
Yeah, what other sports out there need a more theatrical approach to maybe bring in fans, like new fans, people who don't really sport.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about this. I know some sports. I watch some sports. You sport a little more than I sport. We sport. Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
Nintendo Wii Sports. Yeah. He, she, we sport. Losing it right now. I'm so tired. But again, let me get back on track here. You watch a lot more sports than I do.
Sure.
I know the sports that I watch pretty well. Like, I know baseball, kind of. I can follow it.
You know the rules.
I can follow it. I can watch it. I can pay attention. Football, I can watch it. I can pay attention. I don't ask a lot of questions in either sport. Soccer, good. I'm fine. I'm chilling. I know soccer. Golf, easy. Swing it.
Swing it.
Pull
Is
it.
that a birdie?
Pull it.
Bop it.
Pop it.
Suck
Actually, remember that. But like, I'm not what you would say an avid sports watcher.
Yeah.
But I would go to the Savannah Bananas every single time they come through because it was a lot of fun overall. It felt more like you're in a huge living room with all your friends playing games and like watching sports on TV, but it's live, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's something different about watching live sports for me than there is like watching it on TV. I prefer sports in person.
Yeah.
For the aesthetic, or not the aesthetics, atmosphere. The atmosphere of like going to a stadium and smelling the grass and the overpriced hot sauce bread, overpriced hot dogs.
Yeah.
Peanuts, $17 beers.
$9 for a hot dog.
$9 for a hot dog.
A small
hot dog.
A small hot dog.
How much was your pretzel? Do you remember? It was like $14.
I was already.
We had three $17 beers.
I was pretty gone.
But yeah, I mean, that's the fun of going to a game, right? You bring your friends, you cheer, and blah blah blah. At home, you can just talk the entire time, yell and scream, and you probably have music on in the background. You got a ton of snacks, things like that.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was combining those two things. Where we were talking to the random people sitting next to us. You know what I mean? We were cracking jokes. I don't remember that joke.
Having fun.
Yeah. Do you remember when I joked with that random dude? Like, I was coming through and I was like, hey, I'm coming back through, so please excuse me. But also, if you want to have a conversation, I've been drinking, so I'm a little more friendly. But like things like that, like, are fun, right?
Yeah.
And the hangout afterwards where everyone was just dancing and we were all a little drunk.
Yeah.
Just like meeting players and the coaches and
they did more like.
What were you saying?
And they did more performances and singing and including the fans in everything, you know?
How many times have you met like a professional player after a game?
Never.
Yeah. Do they come and shake hands?
No.
Do they come and like sing songs and dance with you?
No.
You know my favorite thing though, like of this was like the cheerleading squad for the Savannah Bananas. That dude was pretty chill. Because they have I think they call them the Dad Bod cheerleading squad. Yeah. And as I don't know if you could tell if you're watching, I would fit in. And there's a picture of us with Rad Bod on our Instagram. So go check it out.
At BG in the morning underscore.
BJ in the morning, not BG in the morning.
BJ in the morning underscore. At WWK.BJ in the morning underscore.
But we got to thinking. You started bringing this up, and then we started talking about other stuff. Of other sports that should be entertainment-defied. Entertainment? Theatrical releases?
Theaterized.
Theaterized?
Theaterized?
That's probably not a word, but it sounds right.
It is right.
If it's not a word, we just made it up. Webster's, hit us up. They make dictionaries.
You owe us money.
They make dictionaries. I'm telling the fans.
Webster?
Yeah, Webster's.
make
Merriam-Webster. Yeah, they write them. They are in complete control of all the English words.
Theaterized.
Theaterization.
Theaterized.
Is it a word?
Theatricalize.
Okay.
Merriam-Webster.
Okay.
Theatricalize. To adapt to the theater.
No, there's a different.
Dramatize.
This is different.
To display in a showy fashion.
Fuck. Okay, so what other shows then should we or sports should we dramify?
Theatricalize.
Theatricalize. Dramatize. What do you got? What do you got in the chamber right now for other sports that should be given the banana ball experience? The Harlem Globetrotters.
The first one that came to mind for me was a sport that I can't stand.
Okay.
I can't watch it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's hilarious when they grunt.
Uh-huh.
And the sport is tennis.
Tennis, gotcha.
And they're running across and they're going, and then you hear just a
everyone's picturing. Oh. Love? What? One love? Zero love? What does that mean? Yeah, so tennis. What would make it more fun?
We were thinking if tennis is the same, the rules are the same, but it's an obstacle.
Yeah.
There's pendulum swinging.
Yeah, like
just a big
in the
giant
middle the
axe.
entire time. Just right in the middle. Just the entire
You have to
time.
run through the axes.
Or like there's like targets that are moving that you have to aim for, and that's the only way to get your score like up.
Yeah.
The ball changes size and shape, maybe just size. Every point that is scored.
Oh, did it get smaller?
It gets smaller or huge. Maybe the rackets are electric bug zappers.
And you're playing with bugs?
These bug balls.
They're just
Oh. Oh.
oh.
Just yeah, but tennis I think most of the sports we're going to talk about are going to benefit from the one thing that I said that football needs. So I'm going to wait until we talk about football. But you know what I'm saying? For tennis, it would be kind of crazy, probably really difficult. But we'll get to it when we talk about football.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Which football are you talking about?
American football.
Oh, right. That would be interesting. So the next one, I also can't really stand to watch. It's also hitting balls.
Okay.
And it's not baseball because I love baseball. It is golf.
Golf. I've only played actual golf like 3 times in my life.
Never. I've top golfed.
Yeah, top golf's different.
I've never golfed.
So I'm thinking the way that you get golf to be more fun, Happy Gilmore. You got to play it like that. You get running starts for every swing that you make. That's already starting out pretty fun. But you keep the what is it called? I'm thinking
par?
No, not the pars. Pars stay the same still. But the green, not the green. The
turf.
What is the hole? There we go. Like it's a hole, right?
What the hell are you doing?
The whole course.
I'm fixing a divot. Oh, he's fixing a divot.
But say you're on hole 1, right? And you still have the yardage from you to the hole. That's like 200 yards or whatever. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the entire way there is full of ramps and flips, and it's an entire mini golf course for every single hole.
Sweet.
So you have to like, it's just one mini golf course for each hole.
But it's huge.
But they're huge.
Yeah.
And
It takes you 4.5 hours to do one hole.
Mm-hmm. Or at least you do just the actual green, like the where you're needing to putt it into the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know golf.
We know golf.
Can you tell? But that whole area,
nice spare.
That's bowling. The whole area though, right around the hole, the green, right? I don't know what it's called. It's not the rough, it's the green.
By the way, my favorite TikTok ever, by the way, is like, nice spare. Spare me an inch of that fat cock.
Stop. But yeah, just the whole green around the hole is a mini golf course that you have to get through each single hole. And then you put live alligators on every single hole.
Oh.
And if you have to walk to your ball, you have to strut to any song from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Sweet.
Staying alive, staying alive. Yeah, the whole time, yes. And then your caddy, while you're swinging and have just any of your clubs out, has to dance.
The whole time.
The whole time you have a club out of the bag, dancing. And no one can be like shh, no concentration like that.
Mm-hmm.
It stays loud. But you only play 9 holes max. No 18-hole courses.
Got it.
What else? Running starts. We already said that.
What if they had huge balls too?
They got huge balls too. But also all the carts, if you have a cart, it's got monster truck tires.
Oh, sick.
And then it only happens at night.
At night.
Yeah, you only play this version of golf at night. And everything's
and you can't
LED
see
lined.
LED lined.
It looks like you're on shrooms.
That's crazy.
There we go. We did it. We figured it out. Golf. Does that sound more fun to you?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I've thought about this one. Me and my dad definitely talked about how to gamify golf after we saw the bananas.
Really?
Yeah.
So the next one
is
soccer.
Like football, soccer.
Yeah.
Right. So we as Americans, soccer.
Call it soccer.
Not football.
Football.
Soccer. American soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer. How do we gamify this one? How do we make this one more fun to watch?
Well, we talked about every player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
They stay on their sides of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to hold on to these giant flagpoles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real life foosball.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So maybe it's like maybe bungee cords or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like just some kind of rope or pulley system.
Yeah.
So they can like spin around and move and stuff. But it is just giant foosball. And anytime you go to kick the ball, you have to spin because only spinning.
But everybody spins.
Everybody spins because it's just the whole pole turns.
But there's someone with the controller just like... So the actual players have no control of the game.
No control.
They're just there. They're objects at this point.
Yeah. And the ball is still that solid plastic that when it hits something, you just hear it.
Yeah, and it breaks their foot.
Or their teeth. And it's 1st to 7.
Oh, shit.
Also, only happens underwater. I'm just kidding.
That would be crazy.
What's next?
But
what?
Soccer has been transitioned into a silly sport called bubble soccer.
Bubble soccer.
Bubble ball.
Yeah, which is an actual sport because we did look up actual funny takes on sports.
Weird sports, yeah.
But everyone's inside those inflatable hamster ball type of deals.
And that sounds awesome.
I would play that.
Yeah.
I'd play that in a heartbeat.
For sure.
Maybe we should.
Let's do it. Let's go buy some.
Anyone out there want to join us on our bubble soccer team?
Bubble ball.
We might not just play soccer. We might try other sports too. We'll find out.
Or just run into each
Dude,
other.
Bubble kickball?
How are you going to kick it?
Your feet are hanging out.
We should do a kickball game.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later. Let's talk about kickball later. But also, just imagine our logo on jerseys.
Hey, I just want to go play some kickball.
Yeah, bubble soccer. Scratch the foosball idea. If you just put everyone in those little bubble balls suits and had them run around, that would instantly make soccer more fun.
Yeah.
So let's say that's a good one.
Bubble ball.
Bubble ball.
So the next one is American football.
Easy fix. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bungee cords. Attached to really high rafters.
The rafters, yeah.
We're right here. So everyone is jumping in the air like they have super hops, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to do.
And the tackles? In the air?
In the air.
You have to jump and like grab them?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring them down?
I think it would have to be, there's got to be a way to make this all happen where they still move and everything like that, right? And they can go anywhere on the field. There's got to be a way.
But you can't be on the floor for longer than like 25 seconds.
Yeah, and like the play clocks are really shortened. Mm-hmm. Like you have like 5 seconds to hike the ball and get it out, you know?
Yeah.
You can't be in a huddle and like just like for too long.
Imagine like just Hail Mary throw
and just someone just leaps up like they have superpowers. They go through the field goal like straight in the middle.
That's crazy.
But then you also make it so maybe it would be flag football technically. It would probably be easier that way, let's face it. But tackling can still happen as long as you pull a flag while you do it.
Yeah.
If they get up and you didn't pull a flag, they're good.
They're good.
They can keep running.
They can keep bouncing.
Yeah. And then schoolyard rules apply if you've ever seen The Longest Yard, where they just like toss the ball to each other all the time. You can do that.
Sweet.
And then it only happens in the rain. And the AstroTurf has bubbles.
AstroTurf?
Yeah, it's all AstroTurf, so you can just put like foaming bubbles, like bath time bubbles, in the end zones only. In the end zones only. So just imagine diving.
They're jumping into
suds.
bubbles.
How fun does that sound?
That sounds really fun.
And then no ads.
No
ads.
We hate ads.
We hate ads, basically.
We hate ads.
But also, as a podcast, if there's anyone who wants to sponsor,
we'll add
it. And then we'll go back and retract all our statements about no ads in these sports.
And say, you know what? We don't hate ads.
Speaking of, blah, blah, blah.
Speaking of, play all the ads right now.
Here's a word from our sponsors. What's next on the list?
It's NASCAR.
Okay. This one, the easiest thing. You find out a way to build a computer system, which it's already been done because when I get to the end of this part, you'll be like, duh, it's already been done. But you find out how to make this computer system work with the cars. So the things that happen to them in the race happen to the car. And by that, I mean just make Mario Kart NASCAR, where they pick up power-ups and then the car like spins a little thing. And then whatever it does, you can shoot it. And if another car hits it, their car reacts to that. And the reason I said they've already made this is because the game exists. So you just find a way to make that trigger things in the cars.
You mean Mario Kart?
Kart exists, right? So there's already a system that says, hey, if you hit this block, you get a random thing. And then the car that gets hit by your thing reacts this way. So now you just make the cars do that. But you'd probably have to make smaller cars. And it would probably just have to be go-karts, let's face it. But if you make miniature NASCAR cars and the drivers of the full-size cars still drives the miniatures, and they play freaking Mario Kart, I don't know. NASCAR's already still pretty fun to watch. So.
Yeah, I like NASCAR.
It's not like fun to watch. It's fun to be there when it's happening. And you pay attention for the 0.5 seconds they pass you.
I go every year.
I know.
Well, not every year.
You've gone
a couple times.
Yeah, but like you have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's not just about watching the cars drive by.
Yeah, it's about getting drunk.
Yeah. So you still do that. But yeah, just make NASCAR or of any racing shrink the cars down a little bit. Their knees better be touching their chest when they're sitting in these cars. That's how small they got to be. And just let them go at it.
Let them go.
If you got to throw a banana peel at someone,
Yeah.
you got to.
Hey.
If
you love them,
throw a banana peel at them.
Speaking of,
we're talking about bananas a lot today. Do we have any other sports on this list that we need
I
to
hate the banana peels, by the way.
Yeah, they're the worst. They make your car...
Well, I also hate getting them.
Yeah, because you're like yeah. and then you just randomly like, haha, like halfway down the course, and you're like, I must have got someone.
Oh, wait, what?
I must have got someone with my banana peel.
So the next one is a real sport.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we said with the bubble soccer, it's unicycle hockey.
Yeah, because we couldn't think of any way to make hockey more fun because we both kind of just think it's pretty fun how it is.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the fights.
But also, I did think of one way to make hockey more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Line dancing needs to happen. Have you seen the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the line dance in the Mighty
like
Ducks. That needs to happen once a game. Or once a half.
Once a half?
Yeah, once a halftime. Or
per team.
Any penalty.
You get a penalty, go dance!
All right, time to freaking line dance. But yeah, we were both just like, yeah, hockey's pretty fun to watch.
But then we came across unicycle hockey.
So it's just hockey on a field, but everyone's riding unicycles.
How fun is that?
And then we said, what if everyone in every sport rode
unicycles? Football, unicycles.
Yeah.
Baseball, unicycles. Soccer.
You can't.
No.
Can't do
it. Rugby.
You still have to kick the ball in rugby, though.
It's like football.
Yeah.
Imagine hitting a line drive in baseball, and then and you have to get on the unicycle still. Yeah. And then go.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But unicycle hockey sounds pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be one of the only ways to make hockey more fun.
Yeah.
So I want to see unicycle hockey. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
What else we got?
The last one.
A real sport that people play.
A real sport that people play and that I would personally love to play.
Mm-hmm.
You as well.
Yeah.
Is Muggle Quidditch.
So it is basically Quidditch.
Mm-hmm.
But
if people don't know.
From Harry Potter.
From Harry Potter.
The Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not just Harry Potter.
Yeah, and the Sorcerer's Stones.
The Sorcerer's Stone, dude.
Say what?
But the first time I think we saw like people play Muggle Quidditch in the way that we found it in our list today was in the movie
The Internship,
which is a movie.
Great fucking movie, by the way.
I don't even think it's technically it's not, you know what I mean? But to us, it is so easy to watch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I just recently bought a copy of it on Blu-ray just to add to my collection.
So, let's reiterate. Yeah. It is not a great movie.
No, but it is a great movie.
But it's a great
Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson movie.
It is like a masterpiece.
Yeah. We saw it in theaters.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did, huh?
Yeah, and we've quoted it to this day.
Yeah.
Whenever we say on the line.
On the line.
Online.
But
Muggle Quidditch. So it's Quidditch rules, basically, right? Multiple balls that have different things, different points, but you have to keep a broom between your legs, and run around.
And you're running.
You're running. And then there's all the positions that are in regular Quidditch, and then a person is the golden snitch and runs around.
And you have to go and chase them.
Yeah.
Get the tennis ball dangling from their buttocks. You know?
At least in the internship, right? That's how it goes. But that seems like a sport that we would probably get behind. You know,
yeah, for sure.
We would play it maybe once or twice, maybe a couple times. But I would definitely watch it probably more than once.
Yeah.
So more fantasy sports like that need to make their way into the real world.
In like a big setting.
Yeah.
You know? Like a Phil Chase Field, man.
Yeah, which is Quidditch.
For Quidditch.
That'd be so tiring.
Oh, jeez. Imagine running that giant fucking...
Dude, Snitch, calm down.
Gotcha.
I'm I'm sweating just thinking about it, but I'm 100% sure it's just because it was 100 degrees outside today.
Mm-hmm.
And this room doesn't have very good ventilation.
It's okay.
Because
we're only in here for like a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours a day.
A day. A shoot.
A shoot. Once a week.
Once a week.
Maybe twice.
Couple hours a day.
But are there any other sports that you guys could think of that should be, what did we say? Theatricalized? Theatralized?
I have to look it up again. It's still open, by the way.
It's still open.
Yeah. Yeah, theatricalized.
So what other sports need to have this entertainment, this level of entertainment? Are there any things in entertainment that should have sports thrown into them randomly? Like, could you imagine a boxing match in the middle of you sing a Broadway show? They just start decking each other full force boxing match in the middle of this play.
It's like Frozen on ice.
And then they start playing hockey.
They whip out a boxing ring. They just push it into the middle. And then the boxing ring is still made of ice.
Yeah.
And you're wearing, obviously, ice skates.
Yeah.
And you're boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they push it out of the way and they continue with let it go.
Yeah, let it go, you know? Yeah, so
like, if that just happened, let it go.
Just imagine like political debates. I'm just saying boxing again, but political debates on TV with boxing. Oh. Like they have to box each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you instantly get people to pay attention to debates.
Whoever wins gets to pass this bill. That would be horrible.
Yeah, it would.
That would be horrible.
But yeah, there's got to be other things out there that need sports in them, and there's got to be other sports that need a lot more entertainment in them.
Like a book club.
A book club, but they also do fencing.
Yeah, like they read a monologue of Hamlet, and then they hit a ball.
Yeah.
And then they got to run.
But they got to finish a quote from
before they finish... Before they can start running.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. There's so many things. They got to answer trivia questions if it's a home run to get the point for the home run. I don't know. There's tons of options out there. There's so many sports. There's so much entertainment out there. The Savannah Bananas are doing something that I'm going to say that maybe even the Harlem Globetrotters can't do now, right? They sold out that stadium we went to. Mm-hmm. This team that 4 years ago wasn't really doing anything. Mm-hmm. Like they were doing stuff in their hometown, and now they're selling out stadiums 6 days in a row in Arizona.
Yeah,
6 days.
Yep.
What did they say? It was like 14,000 people there or something like that.
Yeah.
And I, who doesn't really follow sports, had a great time. Right.
Yeah.
That's something cool to me. I think we're on this really cool trend, and I hope more sports do something similar to this.
Theatricalize.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I also think that more people should invest into what like Banana Ball is doing. Mm-hmm. 'Cause how fun would it be for someone who maybe didn't go into theater because they wanted to get into sports, but they always had a love for it, or vice versa, right?
Or a sport player who didn't go any further with it.
Yeah.
They want to play more sports.
But they want to have more fun with it, right? Because I could tell, you could see everyone on that field, because we're in a good spot. Everyone was having fun, and they were good players. Mm-hmm. Even the guy on stilts. Even the rodeo clown. You know?
Yeah.
I couldn't hit a ball that was going that fast. I couldn't throw a ball that fast, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool that there are kids now who could grow up to want to be like them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty awesome. Like, you don't have to take it so serious.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be life or death for some of these kids to get into sports like their parents did?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be.
I agree.
It can just be fun. It's a freaking game.
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's a game. Let it be played.
Let it snow.
Let it snow and let us snow.
Let us.
But let it snow and let us know in the comments if there's any other sports that you can think of
that should get the banana ball treatment.
That should be
theatricalized.
And
until next time, you can find us on all social media except for YouTube at
BJ in the Morning _
because on YouTube we are
BJ in the Morning Podcast.
So go follow us.
Hit the subscribe button.
Like our stuff.
Banana that bell. Theatricalize that bell.
I'm like, what are you going for here?
Dramatize that bell.
Just hit all the things and push our buttons. Push our buttons.
Push every button you can find except for the thumbs down.
Yeah. And like we said, until next time, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And
this is WWK.BJ in the Morning.
And we'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you next time.
We will talk to you next time.
We will talk to you next time.
DJ in the morning, shining bright, bringing joy and sunshine inside. With each episode, we feel alright. DJ in the morning, our guiding light through the ups and downs of life. DJ's voice is a coming stream. In this podcast, we find solace. Together we can dream.